Shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing, who had Teofimo Lopez on his channel recently. I was able to get 2 questions in during the interview, asking Lopez about his current situation, whether he wants to be a free agent or whether he's happy with Top Rank, or if he's able to get off ESPN for a one-off deal to go fight one of the other champions or big names on DAZN or Amazon Prime. And this is what he said to both of those questions.
Hold on, guys. I got you right here. Good looking out with the $10 super chat. Fight Sport Talk in the building said, do you know what network it may have to be on? De La Hoya keeps talking about how Ryan is the A-side and he likes in-house fights. All the best and much respect from New Zealand. Maybe he's trying to say maybe if you fight Ryan, would it be on ESPN or would it be on DAZN? I think that's the question. If that's what it is, Fight Sports Talk. Good looking out. God bless you.
Money talks, bullshit walks. A lot of things could be progressed, and a lot of fights really could be happening. It's just the iconic, I gotta say, the most, the main pioneer promoters, the main heads, they just have a lot of whatever they have to make things happen. I try to squeeze in, but I have a network that that wants to see shit actually be happening on their side. That's the only it. So
it's business, right? It's business.
It's business, but it shouldn't be in the sense of like if it makes sense, you know, if it makes money, it makes sense. And I mean, they did it with Showtime and DAZN collab. Well, we got ESPN and DAZN collab. People Lopez Senior.
Yes, sir. Sports, $10 super chat said, do you want to be free agent or will Top Rank let you get the big fights you want? Because the names in your division are on other networks. That's what we were talking about a little earlier. Also, how do you think Haney does with Sando Martin? That's his mandatory right now in the WBC.
Yeah. First one, do I want to? I believe, yeah, it'll help me in the sense of I know I can strike a deal with a network, but particularly just a network. So I don't have to do a co-promotion deal. Kind of like what I'm in right now. I'm not so very happy with it, but I'm at that last step before it happening. So you just gotta be patient, you know. Sometimes it feels like you have that eager feeling to do it. However, you just gotta think, you know, you gotta think a bit wise about it and play the waiting game. However, yeah, man, we'll see, man. These networks and things, I thought we could always make things happen, but it's like who can make the most out of each net. And whoever has the most should conquer the sport of boxing. It's a weird new Game of Thrones game right now. It's fucking funny.
So again, shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing for asking the questions, and also shout out to Teofimo Lopez. In terms of what he said, it was kind of what I was expecting, and I was hoping he would have a different answer, but, you know, it is what it is. He says, you know, to the first question I asked about, will he be able to get off of ESPN to fight on one of the other networks if that is what it takes. He says, well, the network he is on, which is ESPN, has some desires that they want to meet, and, you know, so basically that's suggesting that ESPN would prefer it to be on their network, which is understandable, but as boxing fans, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear the fighters will be able to go wherever they want to get the big fights, which is what Teofimo Lopez wants. And to the next question, he again confirms that he would prefer to be a free agent because there was news about a month ago that he was going to be fighting Steve Claggett, and I hope I said that name right, a Canadian fighter with 7 losses, and yeah, that does not look very promising to fight Lopez, who is ranked number 1 in the division, and that is apparently off the table. Whether it was on the table to begin with, we don't actually know, but fans were extremely disappointed to hear that news, and when I saw Lopez doing this interview with Punch Drunk, I wanted to get it confirmed really if Lopez is still in that situation he doesn't want to be in with Top Rank, and you know, this is unfortunately quite normal. I will be very interested to see how things go in the next few weeks or months, however long it takes, because this is not the first time Teofimo Lopez has butted heads with Bob Arum. After he beat Lomachenko, he was asked about a rematch, and he said, first of all, I beat him decisively. Secondly, he said that Top Rank actually said to him, look, if you lose to Lomachenko, then this is your set contract of what you're going to get, basically saying it's going to be flat money. Then Lopez went off to DAZN, and little side note, I was kind of half expecting him to trash DAZN, which is what he's always done since that loss to George Kambosos, but he didn't do that, and he seemed like he was really just down to business, thinking, look, DAZN, whatever, I just want to fight, but I can't exactly do what I want right now because of my contract situation. But anyway, leading up to that Kambosos fight, which took forever to make because damn Triller got in the way, Lopez talked about how he was able to get the highest bidder, which is, again, what the whole point of being in boxing where it's an open market is all about. You get the network and the promoter, which was Eddie Hearn in the end, willing to pay the most money. And then he talked about how he was going to be on DAZN for good, and this was, a nice new home for him and his father, and they were all happy. And basically telling Bob Arum to go pound sand. Then they lose, and it's all, screw DAZN, screw Eddie Hearn, corrupt. And then they go back to Top Rank, and back then, I know this was a few years ago, I was half expecting Bob Arum to put Teofimo Lopez down and try and bury him, because Bob Arum is that kind of guy. But they didn't do that, and now Lopez is seemingly back on top in terms of titles he's won, but in terms of position to be in the big fights, he's not very happy right now. So let's see how this plays out. But yeah, shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing for reading my questions out. Shout out to Lopez for answering them. And let me know what you guys think down below about Lopez's situation, because on the poll that I did on my channel asking who people would like to see Ryan Garcia fight next, the winner was Teofimo Lopez, and that's pretty much universal among all boxing fans. We all want to see the Lopez-Garcia fight, but again, there's that network issue. So let's see how this plays out. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Catch you guys later.